Right, so it's gym day. I'm really excited, I'm really pumped, but I'm only here to ask people how much they're benching. That's all I care about. Don't care about my bench, don't care about anything else to do here. I just want to know how much people are benching. Bro, how much do you bench?
Simon of the Board A-hole here, and today we are going to break down some solid truths about the fitness industry. And I know this is the thing we're not meant to talk about because really, even though we don't like these people, we're all one of them. We don't mean to be. Sometimes we get carried away. Sometimes we don't actually realize we're doing it. That's 100% me. I never realize I'm doing it. And I catch myself and I get home and I facepalm like, Simon, someone right now really hates you, and deservedly so. But it's fun to talk about, so that's what we're going to do right now. So prepare yourself. These are the 10 worst people in the gym that we're all guilty of being. Number 10, I talked about him on a video the other day as a tease, and it is the Lurker. The Lurker is a fantastic human. He is the person that wants to use the piece of equipment that you're using, so he stands behind a wall or he stands behind a piece of equipment and he just puts his head out like this, constantly watching you, what you're doing, and making you feel like you're about to be murdered by a psychopath. And again, I've done this. I don't mean to, but what is happening is, let's say I want to use the lat pull-down machine. There's only one lat pull-down machine in my gym, if you can believe it, and I'm desperate to do that, so I just think, well, I better check if it's free. It's not free, and then I catch the eyes of this guy. Do something else, 2 minutes later, go back, catch the eyes again. The third time, there's no two ways about it. You're now ruining that person's day. You absolutely are. They've just come in to train. They've just come in to have a good time. Maybe they have a long, hard day at work. Maybe they just broke up with their girlfriend, and this is the way they're de-stressing. And now they got some bald killer just staring at them all the time. And what do they want them to do? What are you expecting? 5 more minutes? No one's going to do that. The thing is, I would rather be the Lurker than the talker. I think the talker's in this list. I can't remember what I've written now. But the talker, obviously, the guy that comes up to you and asks how many sets you've got left. You knee him in the balls because you can't stand it. But the Lurker is still hilarious. Next time you see the Lurker, I want you to come up with some kind of hand signal to send their way. Maybe a 5-minute hand signal. Maybe you just flip them off, give them the bird. Maybe just mouth, fuck off, and see what they do. Because nobody should be making you feel that uncomfortable in the gym. And yet it happens. Number 9 is the walker. Now, I have never been the walker. The only walker I want in my life is that thing from Star Wars, which is the coolest thing ever. But the walker can't stay still. And I don't understand why the walker can't stay still. Like, they finish using something and then they just walk. It's not like they're going to the toilet. In 2020, it's not like they're going to get some spray because of, COVID and everything like that. They just take walks. Like they think they're in the park, like they're trying to impress. Like the other half has said to them, oh, should we go for a lovely walk? And they've just gone into this trance. I think that's where they are. It blows my mind. It blows my mind that people just go for strolls throughout the gym. They always knock into somebody else because the gym is an active place. I stare at them like this. Where are they going? You walk to get to a destination. And don't give me any gibberish like, well, they're trying to burn extra calories. Trying to burn extra calories. That's like people that tell me, Simon, for my cardio today, I did a 10-minute walk. I was like, you may as well have made love to the floor. I don't say that. I really respect them because it's still active exercise, which is important. But you are burning like half a calorie. In fact, somehow calories are probably coming back on you. It's not true. Point is, go for your 10-minute walk in the day. It's important. Don't walk in the gym. Number 8 is the sweater. I feel sorry for the sweater. I do. And I sometimes am the sweater. On a really hot day, my word, it looks like I've been rained on. I'm a disgusting human being, and my whole family and friendship group would disown me if they ever saw what had happened. The problem with the sweater is the sweater. I don't mean like a jumper. I mean like it turned into a piece of clothing. But the problem with the bad sweater, we'll call them, is that they don't give a crap that they're sweating, and they just leave fluid all over the place. And it's disgusting. It really, really is. It's bad enough when it's on a bench, but at least you can see it and clean it up. But when you go to grab a dumbbell and it feels like someone has just put it in the shower, I don't know about you, but I'm infected. Whatever disease they've got is now just going to go into my hand and just like filter through my body. I then secretly hope they were an X-Men or an X-Man and I get those kind of powers. That's not what would happen. They would have some kind of illness and I would get it. There's nothing wrong with sweating, but just clean up. You wouldn't, if you were the crapper, right? And you walked around, you had some kind of problem, you just crapped everywhere. You can't help that. That happens, but you wouldn't leave crap all over the floor. Do the same with your sweat. Number 7 is the flirt. I would love to re-rack your weight sometime. In my experience, actually, with the gyms I've gone to, it's usually the PTs. It's the PTs that do the bench press spot from the front, straddling a lady. And I'm always like, that is the worst thing I've ever seen. I don't have the moxie to do that. I have never hit on anybody in the gym. And every time I say this, somebody in the comments go, well, actually, I met my wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or husband. Good for you, man. Like, genuinely, that is awesome. But I think it's really, really bad. My gym has to have a female-only section, and the only reason that exists is because some girls and females feel uncomfortable. That's not the kind of atmosphere we want to be promoting in the gym. Don't be the flirt. Number 6 is no space guy. No space guy, I don't mean he doesn't want to go to space, but no space guy was a problem in 2019 because you have to give someone their personal space. In 2020, he's basically about to cause or continue a global pandemic. And this is the person you can have, even now with social distance gyms, I crap you not. You can have 3 benches, right? One is there, one is there, one is there. We'll call it bench left, bench middle, bench right. Even though you're on bench left and they could go to bench right, they go one in the middle and they do everything so close to you. And it's like, what do you want? Do you want a hug? Do you want to lick my skin? Why are you here? What benefit? It's not like parking a car. And when you go to a car park, 9 times out of 10, you park a car next to another car because it makes you look busy and you don't think anyone's going to come like break into your vehicle. It's like when you go to a restaurant, the reason, maybe not now so much, but the reason they used to huddle people together is because the restaurant looks busy. A gym does not need to look busy. In fact, an empty gym is far more appealing. What is this person doing? What do they want from me? Are they a vampire? Are they waiting for night time and just suck all my blood? You do not need to be this close to me, ever. I don't want to smell you. I don't want any of your sweat getting on me. I don't want to know you exist, basically, in the gym. I just want to get my head down and I want to train. Number 5 is the eater. Man, like, I love eating, right? Eating's my favorite thing in the world. One day I'm going to end up being a big fat guy, I just am. If I get injured again during lockdown or something, I'm absolutely screwed. But the eater not only eats when they're training sometimes, like the dude in my gym eats protein bars in the middle of training. I'm like, I guess where you're getting energy, but it seems extreme. But they will go to the locker room and they will sit there for prolonged periods eating out of their Tupperware bowls. Now, maybe they got a long drive home, right? And they want to get the window anabolic tunic nonsense. It doesn't exist. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe they bought into that. But they're having like 4-course meals in the locker room. Who wants that? Locker rooms are disgusting. They smell, they stink. They're all smoky sometimes, but they're all steamy sometimes because someone's in the shower, and for some reason people in the gyms have showers like 700 degrees. Eating a meal to me is one of the highlights of my day. But these are what these chaps are doing. It ties directly into number 4, which is the naked locker room guy. The naked locker room guy always has a massive penis. I'm not trying to be disgusting here, but it's true. And people go, what do you look for? How can you not? How can you not? If something that's waving around like this, I can't just look past it. And even if I am, I'm still looking at it. I'm doing that thing with my eye where it's kind of like just freaking out because it sees this massive like windscreen wiper in my face. But imagine those two things coming together. I never want to see the naked guy anyway because I know I'm a human being. And for some reason, the naked form is terrifying to us all. Who knows why? It's why I'm wearing clothes. Why am I sitting here naked right now? Because again, I have an aneurysm and fall on the floor. But 2, I don't want to be the eater looking at the naked guy because that's just sending me round in circles. It's not what I want. At no point do I ever sit down on my desk with any kind of naked form and go, well, this chicken's really nice, but if somebody was naked right now, I'd be having a better time. Number 3 is the how much you bench guy.
Right, so it's gym day. I'm really excited. I'm really pumped, but I'm only here to ask people how much they're benching. That's all I care about. Don't care about my bench. Don't care about anything else to do here. I just want to know how much people are benching. Bro, how much do you bench?
I get it, right? We all want to know how much people bench. That's the first question people ask. Not deadlift, not squat, not military press, not nothing. How much do you bench? And what usually happens is you're on a bench or you're doing anything. Somebody will strike up a conversation with you and you ask all the standard questions and they just go, how much do you bench? And I'm like, what information can I give you that is going to please you? If I give you too big a number, you're going to think I'm lying. If I give you too small a number, you're going to think I'm a massive wuss. I don't really know what's in the middle. I don't bench that much. I don't bench that much because when I do bench, I really focus on time under tension and form. And when you focus on time under tension and form, it's actually quite hard to bench a lot of weight because don't forget you're just holding a bar in the middle of the air like you're some kind of space alien. I always give the information and then I'm always disappointed. I'm like, what did you want me to say? 7,000 kilograms. Then you're just going to think I'm talking crap. And are you going around and noting all of this? Right, bald guy, he does 150 kilograms and glasses over there, he does 70 kilograms. I don't know, but I would never make it my intent on a day to walk around everybody and canvass them for answers. And you may be thinking, Miller, that's not true. It is. Number 2 is the CrossFitter. I've got nothing against CrossFit. There's this war going on, right, in the fitness community of bodybuilding versus CrossFit. You should do you. If you want to do your WOD, workout of the day, I know what it means. I think that's great. Hey, if you want to roll around on the floor and burn calories that way, I support you. I think you have to do what works for you. But the CrossFitter has to tell you that they're a CrossFitter. I don't get it. Every time maybe I'm just bad luck, right? But every time I meet a CrossFitter and they ask me about my training regime, I say I'm more traditional bodybuilding, we'll call it. They're like, you haven't evolved to CrossFit? I'm like, what do you mean evolved to CrossFit? This isn't about the human race and animals. This is what I like doing. And I've never been to a CrossFit session, so maybe I would absolutely love it. But I've read about it, I know what it is, and it sounds like hell on earth. It sounds like I'd rather take my face and put it into a toilet. But I don't go around shouting at people, you loser doing CrossFit. Shouting into my face is never going to work, and that's what CrossFitters seem to do. Number 1, my favorite, obviously, why it's a number 1, is the Ninja Warrior. Oh my gosh, I love this guy. So they will do their exercise, but then they will fly over to the pull-up bar and they'll do a bunch of pull-ups. Then they fly over to the dip bar and they'll do a bunch of dips. Then they're doing that crazy thing where they kind of hang and their legs are above their head and they're basically doing like roundhouses or whatever you want to call them over the bar. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This guy is amazing. It does feel like he's training for the Ninja Warrior course, whatever the hell it's called in your country. Takeshi's Castle, that's the best one. I wouldn't have the energy, and I respect it. I'm not against it, but they are just zipping and zooming and just running and roaming around the place. I have no idea what their plan is. I have no idea what they're trying to achieve. They're just nipping up, they're kipping up, they're doing press-ups, they're doing pull-ups, they're doing everything. They're doing every single thing they can do. It wouldn't surprise me at one point, they just like got up on the machines and started just jumping over all of them to see if they were going to fall down. And they're so quick. Where do they get this speed from? Of course they finish it with shadow boxing. We've talked about shadow boxing before. You got to make the noise. That's what you got to do. And then they settle back down and they do their exercise again. But the exercise always seems to have less intensity than everything else that they did. It's tremendous. It's fascinating and it's bizarre. So there you go. 10 worst people in the gym that are all guilty of being. They're not actually the worst at all. I may change that title, but you know, they are kind of funny, all things considered. Let me know who you are in the comments below. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I got a Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316 because YouTube monetary stuff is just an absolute nightmare. It makes me want to cry. SimonMiller.bigcartel.com for merchandise. Simon316 on Twitter and Instagram. Click the other video on the screen. Click the bell. Can't remember if I said that. I'm too hyped up. I will see you soon.